Alright, quick video update. We got a lot of shit we're getting ready to do to this. I've had my fun with it. Now it's time to buckle down and finish it. Get the rest of the cage in it. I've got brakes that I bought back before Christmas from Strange Engineering for the front and for the back. Get the wastegates changed. We're going to turn the boost up on it to like 15, 16 pounds. We also plan on taking this up to US 36 Raceway in Osborne, Missouri. They have test and tune on Wednesday nights. Taking it up there and running it, seeing what it'll do. Run it on a drag radial. We'll put the slicks on and run it, play with it. I've got a draggy. I actually got two of them. I bought one and my son bought one. Well, I should say my wife bought it for me. But and then he bought one. But we're going to use them. I've got a GPS speedometer. It's a motor meter racing that I bought for the gray truck. But then I bought a autometer, and it kept getting back ordered from autometer, so I canceled the order through Jegs, which was through Amazon, and that was back in January. Yeah, it was January. It was right before I got COVID. And then turn around in there somewhere, the damn thing shows up. I called Amazon. You paid for it. There it is. I'm like, nah, whatever. So, but, yeah, we got a lot of shit going on for this. And then when I do the back brakes, I'm going to make a video of how I got the rear suspension set up on this. A basic rundown is it's an 8.8. It's 35 spline stuff. It's all Yukon, like rock crawler axle shit. Accurate Performance put it together for me. It's got Viking shocks, which I extended the upper mounts, basically hole sawed out the factory mount, brought them up, extended them up through the frame so they have full range of travel. Put a strut bar to the cage, which is also tied to the frame. It's got a trick chassis and a roll bar, UPR axle tube braces, and I have another Viking shock mounted from the frame to the top of the third member. This way, sideways. I can't remember what it fits, but I'd have to go look in the book that I've got on the truck to see what it fits. And then I've got solid, of course, in the front because the cow tracks, aluminum bushings, but I also got them in the back on the springs. And the springs are 4-inch drop springs. So, but that's what it is. It just works. I can tighten shit up and make it do burnouts for blocks, or I can loosen shit up and set it up different and make it hook. It works. Everybody's got their own way of doing things. That's why on the back of the cage back here, it's got a steel thing that says Delegaff, because I really don't care. It's my truck. I built it. My son built it. It's ours. It's OG. It's all steel, other than I got a 6-inch hardwood pin on hood for it, which as soon as I figure out how to get this tube to go down past the alternator through there, all of that will fit under the scoop. I can redo those. That ain't no big deal. The lines for the fuel gauges, which fuel pressure at the pump, fuel pressure at the carburetor, and bottle pressure on the nitrous bottle, I can get all this done and make it work. One of these days, because I'm tired of people looking with their hands. That's why I'm going to put a hood on it. So, that, I'm tired of birds shitting on it motor. I'm just being honest. Back shocks for this. This dude's getting closer. We're going to get ready to start it probably here in the next week. Carburetor's on, Proform 750, mechanical secondary electric choke, or quick fuel brawler, depending on what decals they put on it. I'm just being honest. Earl's line. I got to pull the distributor out before we do it and turn the motor over with a bar while I spin the oil pump and prime everything up. Roll it up to 8 before top dead center. Restab the distributor. And number one's going to be wherever it drops in at. I don't care. Okay, I'm not one of them anal retentive ones where it's got to point right at number one. Just be right. I don't care. It's still 1843657 however you look at it. But it, who knows? It dropped in pointing at 1 where it's at now, and it's on 8 before, but got the dipstick tube in. I had to go to the junkyard to get one because the one that I had, somebody smashed it right here. I don't know if they stepped on it or what, but it was just smashed when I went and got it off the shelf. New dipstick, plus I got the old one to make sure the new one was the same length and marked the same. It's got oil in it. It's got VR1 in it, 1030. No, I take that back. It's got Comp Cam's break-in oil in it right now. The VR1's sitting over there for it after I run it a little bit and then dump the oil out of it. And then I also added a bottle of Lucas Zinc Plus into it. So it's a roller cam, but I do that. I break these things in. If I can do it, I'll hook it to my 20-foot trailer and say like put the S10 or something on it and just take it for a run out the highway and just drive it. They've always broke in perfect doing that. All the accessories are on, ground cables on, radiators on. Hoses for a 4.3 fit perfect for an OBS because the way the body's set on here, this engine's actually setting back further in this chassis with this body than it would be if it was in an OBS. So the 4.3 hoses work perfect. They're actually the same size as a damn hose for a 454. So same diameter. 5.7 big block. I looked, the hoses were all the same diameter and they fit perfect. All the accessories are done. I measured for belts. I just got to go get them. Recycled Ultra 40 wires since the Postal Service fucked up and I got 3 sets of them 2 years ago from Amazon. They just kept sending them. They didn't arrive by the delivery date. 2 or 3 days later, Amazon sent another set out. And the Postal Service was losing shit at Christmas time. So I had one set show up in like June. I'm not joking. My grandson got 3 leather recliners for Christmas because they kept sending them. And they won't take the shit back. So, but this is all done. These steering shafts, these Jeep ones are cool. They work in a lot of vehicles. As long as it's 3/4 30 spline and 1-inch double D, it'll fit. You can shorten the length by cutting them down where they slide together. But do yourself a favor and buzz a bead or weld around this because it's pressed on and they will come loose. That one is from Dorman. Another company, Omni Ada, I guess as you pronounce it, they make them. But they work great. But I've got one in the S10 and I actually tack welded flat washers over the U-joint caps so they can't walk out just to be safe. But this one I'm not going to because it's actually got little clips on the inside. So everything else is done. New master. Flushed all the brake lines out from the Exxon Valdez looking shit that was in them. New wiper motor, wiper transmission. It's called a wiper transmission, not wiper arms or whatever people call them. Hood's adjusted. I just got to paint it. It's too damn humid. I got these new. Wife's going to see what she can do with the headliner. I had to epoxy a bunch of these clips back on. I put a little bit much on there, but they're not coming off. They're not going to break this time. And these little clips, there's one of the restoration places. The only place I found them for what they use in these trucks. They may use them in other vehicles, but they want $10.99 a piece for them little things. Nah, ain't gonna happen. Twin sticks mounted. I got some extensions, and then the wife got me, there's a guy online that takes motorcycle pistons and cuts skulls out of them and makes cool shit. She got me 2 of them for these, but I've got like 6 extensions to put on them. And then I had this on a riser and I didn't like it, so I put it on the floor, and then I made just a curved extension to go up here. And then I've got a pair of they're stainless steel like brass knuckles that are tapped and threaded for a shifter handle. All this is done. We're going to steam clean the door panels, get the dash cleaned all up. Dude, my wife can take and clean all that shit and it'll look like brand new. I don't know what she does, but she uses something that gets all that white chalkiness out of that plastic when it ages. Because you can wipe it down with super clean, window cleaner, whatever, and it'll still look chalky. And she's got something that'll make it look like brand new. I don't know what it is she uses. There's the headliner board. There's another piece I had to epoxy, and I used 3M tape to hold it in place straight up and down. Tanks Inc. back ordered my stainless tank that goes between the frame rails back here, because I wasn't paying $600 from one from like Speedway or somewhere that goes down in there for a square body. That's ridiculous. So I'm going to use this 19-gallon fuel cell and put it in the toolbox. I got a black diamond plate toolbox that goes in the bed. It sits below the bed height. Because I'm going to put a backflip G2 bed cover on this, just like we put on my wife's Tacoma. And the toolbox sets down low enough that the cover, it won't hit the cover, because the cover sets recessed, flush with the truck. But does anybody know why gas tanks always pull out of the top and not the bottom? Well, you can get like auxiliary tanks that hold diesel, but you can't really get an auxiliary tank that's good for gasoline for a truck. And this dent stays. When this truck was in primer, my grandson was out here. He picked up, matter of fact, I'll show you the breakover bar, because he picked up a bunch of tools laying around the floor. It was that one right there. Okay. Yeah, this place is a mess. But you know what? We all have what we have to work with and work in. He doinked my door, so I'm just going to leave it there. It's like a sentimental thing, I guess. My grandson autographed my truck. Transfer case is all redone, resealed, ready to paint it, other than the bottom side, which I'll do once we hang it, because the jack's just going to scuff it up anyway. But we're real close to getting this to start. I've got to mount the AC compressor and brackets. Most likely I'll do it on the driver's side, because over here you got heater hose, dipstick, breather, bullshitting away. So I'll probably put it over there. I'll run the lines up and across here and everything, get the condenser put in here, and I'm going to have to hodgepodge this together to make this work. All the wiring is there for the compressor. I've already tested all of it back before we ever started painting or screwing with the truck, because if not, I was just going to put an under dash unit add-on on it and use the factory heater, because all the 8 controls in there work. When I deleted a bunch of stuff for the TBI out, I made sure to check all the other stuff, like the wiper motors, made sure it worked. I had power coming through for the AC compressor with a test light. Everything, made sure the heater, the blower, all that worked. I put a new heater core in it as well. But we're going to flush all this out and tie into this and try to use as much factory stuff as we can. And then get everything where the fans, with that fan controller, has an AC setting on it, so we can kick off and on and get all this done, because I'm going to have air conditioning on the damn truck. And then once we're done, we'll put that other inner fender in, because it's easy for me to crawl under that fender and over the tire to work on stuff. This one's in so I can put the battery tray in, so the battery's just not sitting on the tire or the frame, and then gets knocked off and broke and causes issues, and then you're out $200 for a damn battery, which I don't pay that. I go to budget battery. I take him 5 junk batteries and I get my battery for free, because he revamps them, 3-year warranty. I've had some that went 6 or 7 years, $49.99. But get this all done, get that in, and then the very last thing that's going to happen is I'm going to call my glass guy. I've got the windshield. It's in the house in bubble wrap. I'll have him come out and put it in, because I'd rather pay him myself than have him come out through the company and do it. Just hand the guy $200 and say, here, put it in your pocket. That's just the way I like to do things. My big donkey gap, you can't do nothing about it. It's the way the fenders were made. I probably shouldn't have bought $69 fenders from LMC. I should have probably bought the $160 ones from either Sherman Auto or Fisher. But this one ain't quite as bad. But what it is the way the fender comes up and it just goes straight. It don't continue the body on back. But I can live with it. Okay? It's not a beauty queen. It's a daily driver. I'm going to drive the shit out of this thing. But bought the wife hers 2022 Tacoma on the 5th of April. I'm building mine. I had more fun putting it together anyway. Plus all the new shit, I wouldn't have one. That Tacoma's pretty decent, but I wouldn't own a new truck. 60% plastic, 80% made in China. I don't want it. I just rather build my own shit. Besides, that's cool. It's done the hard way. OBS body on a square body chassis. So, and then finally, after the truck Tacoma, we bought it the 5th. May 5th, it come back the final time. 3 different attempts to fix the front bumper. The last one, they just put a whole new bumper cover on it, repainted it. Everything that touches the bumper cover, they replaced. It's still lighter than the rest of the truck, which they're going to compensate her for all that. But it's kind of one of those things where Toyota said this, hey, because all the issues you guys have had, we've had the truck 10 days out of the first month you've owned it, 3 different times trying to mess with the bumper cover, literally on video and recorded on the phone, the service manager insulting us, lying to us, just a bunch of bullshit. And it took somebody else over there, actually my son's boss, to get shit done. But here's the thing. The 1 year mark, we take it over. They're going to take it, let us trade it in if we want. They're going to give us damn near what we paid for the truck back at the year mark and let her get anything she wants. If we want to finance it or just back pay cash for it and be done. So, anyhow, that's the deal with that. So we may take it over. I don't know. May take advance and just keep it. And then go over and say, hey, you know what? We're just going to keep this. You just keep your promise and we'll finance. The next one we'll finance and you can just put her in whatever she wants. And then we'll keep the little Tacoma here. Either give it to one of the kids or, hell, just keep it for a backup car. But that's where we're at on everything. So everybody, so I can get out here and actually do something that's worth watching. You know, want to try to film stuff as I'm working, but I had a camera, I dropped it, I broke it. So, I don't know. I have to use my phone again, and this thing will only record for about 25 minutes and it kicks off. So, anyway, I do what I can do. I'm not here to make money off YouTube, by no means. I'm just here to share information and have fun. So, everybody stay safe. God bless. And get out there and do something. Make videos. Put them up. Share it. We all can learn something from somebody else. So, and I'm proof you don't need a big-ass shop to do shit. I used to do this kind of shit when I was younger under a tree in the backyard. So, till the next one. Later.